Yeah, royal greetings, brethren. How we so far, right? Blessed Lord, blessed Lord, blessed Lord.
Good morning. We are here in the house of Rastaman, who's going to represent him to us in a community in Worsley, Montana. I know him for years, and this morning I have the privilege to interview him. Rastaman, can you please tell us more about yourself, introduce yourself, your role in the community, in your house? I know you have a lot of challenges, obstacles. Can you give us more detail of yourself, please?
True God. Blessed love, my King, blessed love, brethren. First and foremost of all, we give thanks for life and give thanks for the mighty life giver, our God in three persons, our blessed Trinity, Prophet, Priest, and King, for our virtuous word of creation, for this glorious, 6 days of our Rastafari labor, Bobo Shanti labor, our Father care and I true. And bless us with this glorious opportunity in this blessed sabbatical morning uprising. We are from the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of True Divine Salvation, that ever stand for Sabbath. For the man said the Sabbath is the foundation of our Ossiization, which is connected, about 6 days of work and 7 days of pure Solomonic rest, accordance with Exodus 20 and Exodus 30 and 1. For we are Rastafari children. We are Bobo Shanti. I am Right Honorable Prophet Elijah Mornay, a committee member of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of Salvation down in South Africa. And I am a representative, of the Western Cape, Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress situated in a Witzenberg region, defending our Father's commandments of freedom, redemption, international repatriation, bringing Christ to the nation. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Thank you. To come to this, you have been challenged with the latest challenge you have faced was with what we know, law enforcement. We all, especially the indigenous people, struggle to keep head above water.
True.
We struggle. We don't have what they said, a second wallet that we can dig out and spend from. So what we do is we start gardens. And this is a Seed2Fire project where we walk into the community to help them with community gardens. And from what I saw, and we are going to have seen later on, is that you have started a community garden.
True.
You have started it out of your own pocket,
Naturally.
your own finances.
Naturally.
And then just when things were about to blossom and bloom,
True.
you were cut off.
For sure.
Can you tell me, how did it happen? How did it happen? Why did it happen? Were you supposed to buy the land, apply for the land? It is not used by our local municipality. It is a wasteland. And all of a sudden, when somebody like you saw potential in it and start to invest in it, they saw it as wrong and kill the seed before you can collect the harvest. Can you tell us more about what happened, because seriously, what I saw there is painful to my eyes. Serious.
Yes, my elder, I can come clarify, say you like that, King, I and I's Rastafari people, ever out in a duty, to defend the poor and the have-nots, For the voice of the people who can't speak for themselves, say Rastafari is a certain people that stand up for the people, defend the rights of the people. So we have out say, humble be fed, naked clothed, infants scared, for elders be protected and the sick be nourished. And our Father said the innocent need to be instructed and the sheltered need to be sheltered. So towards such commandments, I and I have grown in a house where I and I have a mother that have been called, a lately mother, because she never passed out. She's every time what I and I, throughout the good works and the sayings that she have left behind, as a legacy that I man could not leave behind. So I am Rastafari, and throughout my mother's beautiful works she do in the community, I man have decided, to do what she have left behind, to take it further. We know, say, in that time, our mother do something and then the community never really recognize the potential that she, bring into the community by keeping children out of crime, having some, community projects by helping the schools, helping the police, helping, the churches, keeping concerts and so for them. More times for the upliftment, of them that is in poverty, them that is in crime, throughout the sufferation that we have in the community. And it being said, I've been a Rastaman, say, been 18 years now, straight, doing the works, never really have sell out myself by working for someone, by gaining. But I know, say, I am a self-employed Rastaman, I am a herbalist. I did start my journey long time by studying the herbs. Also the herbs come through I and I mother and I father. Whereas they used to sow I and I when I get little sick and we don't have no money really to go to the doctor. Say our mother said there's Bobo, there's some Alvin and certain things, that takes me to the Rastafari way of life that I man is living today. And throughout my roads, I know I say I'm a self-employed man, I need to do something for myself. I go into the bush and get some herbs and so forth, start to develop my life and start to be a real Rasta man, ital is vital, vegetarian, vegetable, over meat, you understand, say Rastafari is all about, the sensimilia, marijuana, over drugs and cocaine, so we keep life. But the man say wealth is our health, and the man say health is wealth, For the man say you can have 1,000 rand, but if you are not healthy, the 1,000 rand it end up mean nothing to yourself, So, say I have governed the land behind Iman that my father, caretaker father, was here before. When the man was have kettles and governed the land and would have some kettles within him and throughout the time he passed out the flesh, I start to govern the ground and start to put like a garden to see that we have a duty that the people is suffering. And I did also, registered my business and open up, I like a soup kitchen every Wednesday by giving to the people and the poor and the needy food, especially the little children, that can't help themselves, and get some children out of the community and govern the ground. It was governed by my father. And reclaim the ground, going to the local, council of our community, going to the municipality, going to the Department of Agriculture, and they give me an official word that they recognize my good work that I am doing and they are fully standing behind Iman, and I can go and continue to do what I am doing. So ever since I opened up the garden, I put some strength out of my own poor pocket because, as a self-employed man, he not really get a pay from, the boss. So it's like hustling and tussling left, right and center to find food, clothes and shelter. But the little strength that we have, for we know say the word of God say, if you live for others, you live again, you see me, my Lord. Man say if you live for yourself, you live in vain. So I open up a garden, and when the garden start to flourish, I am as a Rasta man, I do have a constitution. I do have my principal guidelines within my house governing this church from 2009, coming from a Rastafari background, meeting a priest, convert myself also, to be a Sabbath keeper and fulfilling the commandments of our church. So the first duty of our church here, we are community activists, helping the people that can help themselves, But the man say, if there's a problem in the community and we are not part of solving the problem in the community, we are part of the problem, you understand? So throughout such powers, I did the rectification above all, and our local municipality, I tell you straight, the DA government, did come and send them, little puppets, I tell you straight up, little doggies. They call law enforcement, and my fucker that I don't know from nowhere where they come from. They come and say what Iman is doing is not really constitutional. But I know, so I did go to the local government called DA, who is the governance here in our local community, in our Butzenberg region, and speak to them and clarify them what I am doing. I am not grabbing a ground like the people doing, in other location, grabbing a ground, putting sex and so. I tell them, say, this ground I want to rectify as a church ground for the Rastafari people, and also as an agriculture ground for the upliftment of the community. And there was 5 times already here. I give them clarification that we have a universal declaration of human rights, that every man, woman, children is born free and equal in dignity and rights, and should endow with reasoning and conscience, and act towards one another in the spirit of brotherhood. And we know say that every man got the right to liberty, life, and security of a person. So we now know say what the people do. They come broke Ainai Palace down with, no compensation for what they have done. I'm still sitting here. I did go back to them, and appeal for what they are doing, because I'm not unconstitutional what I'm doing. I'm not a rude boy. I'm Rastafari. I have principle. I'm a community activist, and doing the good in the community. What them as the local DA government not doing. You see, brethren, and they come again and break down Ainai Palace, and still today get no recompensation. But that don't make I, weak, or make I to stack up, not to move forward for the say, where the Almighty God, Rastafari building, we know say Satan always come to break down, But we know say we are confident in the victory of good over evil. We know say we are going to win, And we give thanks to the brethren to interview Iman in such, intellectual reasoning, that I can free up my mind, heart and soul, because, say, people in our community, is being elected by us, putting them up on the chairs for the upliftment of the community, because why they are sitting up on the chairs? To help us, the people. But they are oppressing the people, sitting up on them higher chairs and look down upon I know. But we know, say, them duty as a community official, what they say, local councillor, community councillor, supposed to govern for us, for the upliftment of the people, but they are not doing nothing for I, and they not see the good that Iman is also doing. So I pray thee, Honorable, for more strength, more power, that we can overcome all trials and tribulations to the powers of His Majesty. Jah Rastafari. Blessed my Lord.
We want to thank Bobo for the time.
Real black supremacy, reverence in the mighty gods of King David. 4 wings universally, internationally, earth, sky and sea. Glory be to our Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and never shall be, the world without end. So we hail our God, Selassie, Jehovah, God, Rastafari. Almighty God, Rastafari, great and terrible God, Rastafari is the Almighty God. Jah, who seated in Zion and reign in the hearts of all flesh. O thou most high eternal Father, Jehovah God, Rastafari. Hear us and bless us, O Lord. Keep and sanctify us all. Cause an holy face to shine upon us, thy children, that we shall be safe and redeemed. O the most high God, Jah, Rastafari. Father, and I stretch thine hands unto thee. There's no other Alpha that I know. If thou would draw himself from we, where shall we go? We do believe, we must believe, that niggas live for us, and through his love, his precious love, from sin our hearts shall be free. We give thanks for this glorious moment, in this glorious Sabbath morning uprising, that we can our plant our feet upon the golden shore, Ethiopia, Africa, Mount Zion, the land where all gods and goddesses love to be. Thanks for the glorious Sabbath day that is going through. Thanks for the blessed hour, as the Most High God to preserve our glorious coming in and preserve our blessed going out from this time henceforth and forevermore. King Emmanuel the Seventh, Dunya God, Jah, Rastafari, my Lord, my Lord. This is the infrastructure that these people did really come broke down, you know. That Iman was rectified actually as a reception, you see. Not really as a house for stay, but to say as a reception so that we can behold, say, any people coming out and coming in, and what is their purpose really coming into I&I grounds, because this is not really a grounds for no other purpose, but the grounds is for the churchical purpose of Rastafari, for the upliftment of the community. So we do give thanks, you know, for this day. This is the, you know, atonement years that they did come, you know, perform and broke it down. It is still like that. They never do no recompensation to I&I.
For how long was this structure standing before they came to break it down?
To be honest, brethren, it's more than 6 months that Iman have been rectified this piece of ground. As the eye see, I was put a fence already. I open up a garden like a plant garden to entertain the people for the beautifulness to come in. I also put a vegetable garden. It show you said this thing have been already doing for more than 6-7 months already, my king.
The structure was standing for 6 months.
Was stand already
and then
for
after
months.
6 months they came and break it
They
down.
did broke it down, yeah.
Okay, okay.
After 6 months coming.
What we know that is law, that if a structure is standing for more than a day, for more than 1 day, then it is unlawful to come and break it down.
What the glory.
So yeah. But what I see here is the remorse of a beautiful dream, desire that has crumbled not by the lack of knowledge. It is not lack of knowledge that causes this, but this is the unjust. They have to prevail in their doing wrong to those who don't have much.
True.
This is this is what they are good at, breaking down. This is what they go to bed for, sleeping, having dreams. Whose life can we tear apart tomorrow?
Oh my Lord.
This is the future they dream for our country, for our communities. It stops here today. We will bring an end to this. We will bring a soon coming end to all of this. We are standing here in the garden of the Rastaman, whom once was his desire, his dream, to love this community, to love this church, to open the doors, the gates, for a family who was supposed to go sleep without food that was going to be fed out of this garden. A garden that was break down by our local municipality, the leading democratic alliances of our time. Is this what we vote for? Is this what we stand for? Is this really what we live for? How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look?
Oh my Lord.
Some say it is the thought of us. What thought was it? Or is it the thought that we vote in there to make us the puppets on a string? No. We have to not correct it, but we have to rearrange life now. Why can't we eat from the soil?
Our own soil.
Our own soil, the soil that looks like us. We are similar. Why can't we eat from it? Why must we always have paper for what we were born out of? Why?
They did found it here and no other people that is have ownership complaining say it belong to them. You understand? So through knowledge and understanding, you know. But the earth is there for I and I to plant, you know. And to receive the blessing from the Lord. For we know so the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, you know, the world and they that dwell therein. So this is I and I.
I don't see the reason why we can't use this open lands for gardening.
True.
You see? I don't see the reason as to why we can't, because they don't even use it.
Yeah.
They don't use it. But now that you come to use it, all of a sudden they come and break down and tear down and they have a problem with what you are doing here. It is so painful. See, I'm standing here and I'm looking. Oh, this is hurting. This is.
And they don't provide no water. We are the people who provide the water, to carry water, to bring it to here more time, you know, if there's no water. Because they don't give us no reform of helping. They don't give us water, they don't give us, you know, like spades, they don't give us nothing. We are the people who do everything for them. And then we know that this ground is like a playground.
Yeah.
So they declare that out of this ground can come nothing. But you see, we are eating from this ground, you know, everything is growing fruitful. So they bring us that, you know, kind of mindset that we can't work the ground. But we know, say, any ground is fruitful.
Yeah.
Our Father did not separate ground and say that ground is belong to the rich and this ground is belong to the poor. But we know, say, when the rain fall, every man house wet. When the sun shine, we feel, say, every man top hot, you understand? So we know, say, what is going with this injustice of the people. For equality first and justice come after. Because we know, say, that justice, no, it is for the rich. And the poor suffer destruction. So we want equality first and justice come after, you know. Thanks for equality and justice for all people. Rastafari, Majesty, blessed.